What's up, Group Coach Nation? Let's talk about Mondays because right now I'm going live and it is a Monday. And if you're watching this in recorded version, think about this for your next Monday. My Mondays used to be such a struggle. We talk about this a lot in one of the masterminds I teach, but like this is so relevant, I have to share this. My Mondays used to be horrible and they still are, maybe like, I don't know, 10% of the time. Here's what changed the 90% though. Let's just talk through our weekend, right? We get done work on Friday, Thursday, whenever you get done with your work day week, and you kind of taper off. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm so ready to freaking be done with this. And then you kind of cruise into Friday night. You're chilling. Saturday, you're busy with whatever's going on. Sunday's kind of that just catch up, fold laundry, finally get to catch your breath. And then by the time Monday comes around, like you've completely forgotten what you were doing on Friday, right? Like sometimes I feel like on Fridays, I usually get done around 1 o'clock on Fridays, but I feel like, oh my gosh, like I wish I could keep going. And I'm pretty disciplined about not working when I'm not supposed to be working. But I feel like, man, I wish I could just keep going because on Friday, I'm like full into this work mode and I've got everything in my mind and I've got it like sorted and I know what I should do next. You know, sometimes it takes a couple days in the week to kind of get ramped back up into that. So here's what I started doing, I don't know, 18 months to, I bet 3 years ago. Yeah, who knows? Time's kind of a warp right now. 3 years ago, probably. I started doing something really simple. You're gonna love this. I just simply write down on Friday, 1 o'clock, 12:30, somewhere where I'm kind of wrapping up my day. I take a piece of sticky note out. Right now, I use my whiteboard. Often I'll use a calendar event on a Monday calendar. And I will literally just write down, like, here's what I was working on, and here's what I was about to do next. I know that might seem like, Chris, that's just like a project and task management suite. Like, dude, look at what's next on the list. No, I get that. Everything's in our project and task management suites. We use that stuff. But here's the thing. It's like the mindset and the momentum you had going from one task to the next. Sometimes I'll leave myself a voice memo and like text myself. I text myself all the time. I have my own contact saved in my phone. I text myself meeting notes, voice memos, whatever, right? Sometimes I'll just leave myself a voice memo. Ultimately, write it down, sticky note it, whiteboard it, put it in your whiteboarding app, put on your calendar, voice memo yourself, text yourself, do whatever you got to do. But remind yourself on Friday, something like literally this. Let me give you an example. This is basically what I would say at the end of Friday. Hey, Monday, Chris. Right now working on one of our big marketing plans, and I've got conversations going with two of our staff members, and I'll name them both. And remember on Monday, we had this conversation with the videography team, and I want to make sure we knock it out of the ballpark with that. So bottom line is, here's the backstory. We've kind of come through all these things. We've tested this copy this week, and we've been running these 3 programs. Now, remember, next week, we're trying to launch into this new thing. So be sure you contact so-and-so and so-and-so on Monday, and be sure you just stop for 30 seconds and think through, here's what's going on. And end the call, end the message, in the note, whatever. Something that simple. Again, everything in our workflow is already ironed out and put into our project and task management suite. If you use an app like Miro for whiteboarding, if you use a project and task management suite like we do, we use one called Wrike, W-R-I-K-E, tons of good ones out there. If you keep things in a Google Doc, if you write things on a whiteboard, whatever it is for you. Bottom line is, don't just have the next task set up for Monday, but remind yourself what the mindset is around that task for Monday. Where were you? What was the flow like? What was going on, right? Sometimes it's like 5 different things. You know, sometimes a week is super complicated and you have all these things up in the air and you're like, I don't know how to let go of this right now. No worries. I'll just simply take that out and I'll write down, or I'll talk it out in a voice memo. Okay, here are the 5 things that are on my mind right now. You know, roll it into the weekend. Don't want to forget. And I'll talk to my Monday self. I'll leave a note to my Monday self because I want to get up and running quickly. Yeah, there's lots of things we can all do. Hey, what's up, guys? There's lots of things we can all do, obviously, to like also make Mondays more productive. Like get up and go for a walk, get some exercise, eat well, you know, don't drink yourself to death on Sunday night. Stuff that just makes sense for making the next morning more productive. But ultimately, for me, it's not just the good life habits that make Monday get to a great start. It's actually taking Friday's mindset and Friday's track and picking it up and bridging the gap over the weekend and sitting it down on Monday so I can actually get Monday rocking. That is really, really important. How about coming back to a Monday after vacation? Oh my gosh, that's a super good question, right? Same thing. So here's two points there. One is everything I just talked about, run on that track. Okay. Like take your track that you're on the Friday before you leave a vacation, instead of it being a weekend, it's a whole week. Talk to yourself on the Monday in 2 weeks or 1 week or however long your vacation is, right? Here's what I'm working on. Here's what's next. Again, you're bridging the mental gap between the task list. I see the tasks that have to be done, but I got to get the momentum back. So I'm giving myself a place to get that momentum back. Again, I love voice memos for myself because I can listen to that. I can hear the energy. I can kind of hear some nuance. And I usually talk it out a little better than I would write it out and give myself a little more background. Yeah, I made a list of things that must be done. Just the bare minimum. Great one. Yeah, that's a super good example. One other thing I do when I go on vacation, and I can't emphasize enough how amazing this is. If you have team members, let them help you. My team members handle like so many of those things for me that get piled up during a vacation. Communication, little tasks that have to come up, little questions from vendors, from people we outsource to, from clients. Like my team member handles most of that and keeps it really well organized. They answer everything they can. If they can't, they give it to me in a really organized and simple fashion. So when I roll back in first day after vacation, and folks, I take month-long vacations. Okay. Sorry. That sounds like I'm sitting in my garage trying to take a picture from my Ferrari bragging about our, 10 extra business today. That's not what I'm trying to say. I take long vacations. The reason I started taking long vacations was because I wanted to prove that I had a team member and a simple system that could allow me to do that and it not be overwhelming when I got back. That's amazing. So now I can take a long weekend, or I can take a week, or I can take a month, and the systems are there. And when I come back, I don't have to check my inbox. I don't have all these messages piled up. I just simply have a quick 30-minute conversation with the key team members who's in charge of organizing all that. We check the things off the list, and I literally get to get back to my first day back at work. Let's say it's a Monday, as if it was just the next day in the work week. So fantastic. I'm telling you what, a simple system setup where people can actually help you take time off is so important. Unfortunately, with coming back on a regular Monday, it's hard to do that because my team isn't in charge of my mindset and my momentum when I roll back into my Monday. That's me. That's me as the boss, right? I got to show up with my mindset buckled up, and I got to show up with momentum ready to go, because often our teams are leaning on us to show back up and do that. If I come in dragging, then they're going to come in dragging too. And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, Mondays suck because the boss is kind of always a little slow to the start. Like, no, I can't do that. I got to like rock and roll, right? Henry, my son, said, wow, he takes month-long vacations. That's awesome. Hey, Henry, when you get to grow up and have vacations, you can take month-long vacations. Be an entrepreneur, build something cool, follow your dreams. That sounds so Disney movie, Henry, but it's so true. You can do this. Let your passion lead, have systems and team members to help you accomplish that passion, and then make sure that passion doesn't become your downfall. The passion should become something that brings you life, not something that puts you in a cage. Henry, write that down. That's your voice, your future self. Hey, Henry, this is your 21-year-old self. Write that down for me so I can remember that. You got this, Henry. Keep crushing it. Okay, that's it for me today. Awesome to see you guys. Ultimately, let me give you some really practical tips, okay, to make this happen. Ultimately, this Friday, whenever you're listening to this, many of you are literally listening to this on a Friday because you get caught up in late in the week, whatever. If it's a Friday, if it's the day before a vacation, the day before a weekend, stop right now and leave yourself a quick video, a quick voice memo. Go on Zoom and record your screen of what you're doing, and then just save it and link it. Just save it on your desktop and put yourself a calendar reminder right there on Monday morning to watch that video. Like, do this work, because giving yourself that emotional and project flow bridge for Monday morning or the day back from vacation really helps you get back up and running. It really helps you kind of get past the cloudy feelings of all that. Henry, awesome to see you, dude. So glad you're here. Ultimately, take action, right? Do the freaking work. Do the work. and get the results. We say that a lot. But on this simple one, it's super simple. You just simply need to write down or talk out, here's where I am today. Hey, future Monday morning self, here's what's going on. Here's what you need to do next. Here's how I was thinking this through. Here's the mindset I was in. Like, you got this, keep going. It's like you're coaching yourself, right? That's really, really important. And then be sure you show up and read that thing, watch that video, listen to that voice memo, whatever you got to do on Monday morning so you can get yourself back up and running. That's it. That has changed 90% of my Monday mornings. Yes, I'm still just a regular guy, and I got kids, and I got Jill, who's my best friend, and I'm married to her, and she's super cool, and I have multiple businesses, and I have, leaves that have to be raked, and I have a busy lifestyle. So weekends still happen, and sometimes they happen in happy ways, sometimes they happen in complicated, sad ways. I'm a person. And so sometimes Mondays roll in with a lot of baggage that we bring in from the weekend, right? We can't help weekends from happening, good or bad, but we can definitely give ourselves a chance to shift gears easily when Monday morning comes back around. Because ultimately, we still got stuff to do. But when that happens, I want to be able to shift gears, roll back into a Monday, and I can get back to helping my people, my community, the leaves in my front yard after Monday is over. And I'm back rocking and rolling. That's it, kids. You guys have an awesome, fantastic day. Crush it. Plan you next Monday. Do the work, get the results.